Yeah, the Hungarian Grand Prix this year was pretty interesting. Obviously a wet start, so we had some decisions to make throughout the race with changeable conditions. I think a lot of drivers making errors, and very easy for us to push a little bit too far over the limit. So we saw several of the leaders make mistakes, and even Fernando, myself, lots of guys slipping up here and there. So it was a very rewarding and challenging Grand Prix. The team obviously got second with Sebastian, fifth with myself. I rolled the dice to put the intermediate tyres on, thinking it was going to rain a little bit heavier. Didn't rain as long as I would have liked, and then so that call didn't really turn out too well for me, so I lost a few positions with that. But if it turns out well, then obviously you look pretty good and everything will be rosy again. So they're the type of decisions you've got to make from the cockpit, and you can't wait 2 or 3 laps to make that decision. So overall, 100% reliability still. The team has performed very well up until this point before the break, leading both championships. Obviously Seb got off to a phenomenal start in the season, is now holding that buffer well. And the team's championship is going well as well. So McLaren and Ferrari are keeping the heat on us, but we'd expect nothing less. Yeah, the race in Budapest was very wet. Clearly had some decisions to make from the cockpit. DRS worked okay in the race, no problems there. So that was pretty straightforward for drivers to be able to use that on the front straight there, although still not easy to pull a passing move with the braking area pretty short at the end of that straight there. Curves worked fine for everybody, so yeah, it was a pretty straightforward Grand Prix, apart from obviously the variable conditions, which is a huge factor to get right for the teams when it's that challenging.
Okay.
Yeah, switching to the intermediate tyres absolutely was a mistake in the end. But as I said before, you can't think, I might make a decision in 2 or 3 laps. You've got to make those decisions and try and make them stick, and which has worked many times in the past for me, going from, whether it was from intermediates to slicks and things like that, where you gain some time. This time it didn't work out. I think, probably 40% of the field did do the same decision, so it wasn't like I was on my own, but some of the key rivals didn't do it. Obviously Hamilton did, and myself, and Fernando and Sebastian and Jensen elected to take the risk and thought the rain wasn't going to be any heavier. So it really is rolling the dice, and in the end that one backfired on me. Yeah, overall at this point in the championship, running second there's only one place you can go further, and that's obviously getting ahead of Sebastian, which is a huge ask at the moment. Obviously he's driving very well, very consistently, amassed an immense amount of points in the early part of the championship. Now it hasn't been as straightforward and easy for him in the last races, because it's been more competitive, and it's tightened up a little bit, but the championship's over the whole season, and those points he's got in the bank are his to keep. So I'm clearly looking to keep my second place in the championship. If not any misfortune for Seb, obviously, I'll be greatly, trying to tackle that if I can. But in general, you just have to take each race as it comes. The points look after themselves, and make sure that you keep the regrets to a minimum at each race and do your absolute best.